Okay, I wanted to do a video today. I hadn't done one in a while, and there's something that there's been a lot of lately that is really a disturbing trend. But as I dissected what were the portions of this trend and how it can be changed, it led me into that it showed me that it's just another symptom of the hopelessness that has seemed to invade today's society, and the fact that um, people aren't really being educated in the proper fashions, or uh, aren't holding themselves accountable for pursuing the proper education on how to change their circumstances, their life, right? Um, so the trend is this. Uh, we've seen a lot in the news, right? People being determined not uh, appropriate to to be sent to prison for crimes, right? They're not suitable. They're not the suitable type of person to get sent to prison for their crimes because uh, uh, the affluentia defense, or deferred sentences for individuals that are laundering huge amounts of drug cartel money. In other words, these people at the top aren't being held accountable for their crimes because prison's a rough place, or they're not a suitable individual to put in there, or look, they paid us all this money. And that was upsetting to me. And but you can't get stuck on the emotion. You start analyzing it, and so why does this happen, right? Uh, who sends them? The judges. Okay, the judges are elected or appointed by somebody that is elected. Well, um, people don't vote because of they don't feel that what they vote for really matters, because they tend to focus on the big elections instead of the small ones, right? Because they don't educate themselves on the process because I'm too busy with here and now. And this is the same type of hopelessness that leads to the lack of self-accountability for pursuing the knowledge to really how to change your circumstances, right? If you put, look, there's people every day that go from nothing to amassing great wealth. I mean, we got hundreds of examples in our lifetime of people that have done that. And yet we treat it as if it's some mythical process. And I'm guilty of this, right? I'm one of these people that came from nothing, right? And no, I don't have 8 figures in the bank yet. But already, just from because I started holding myself accountable to educate myself on really how to change me, how to better me, how to improve my skill set to do something with, right? Or or learn how to do something with the skill set I had, other than what somebody else told me was the plan. Let me see how these people did this, because they obviously don't do the just go to a job 9 to 5 and that's what makes their money. And it's not just they put money into a 401k that just all of a sudden explodes, and they got great wealth, right? So I started just I've been just devouring as much information as I can on this subject. And it's just amazing that when you realize that what really held me back was me, right? I focused on the pain of the here and now. I didn't ask myself questions. And when I did question myself, I didn't ask myself the right questions. And how could I ask myself the right questions, right? I didn't even know the questions to ask because I didn't know anything. I didn't hold myself accountable for learning what it was that I need to even look at learning. Vicious cycle. Because I'm in pain now, because it hurts now, because it looks hopeless now, right? Pandora's box, once again, the last demon, hopelessness. That's different. Things are changing. Already the first steps that I've made have opened up uh, resources and potentials and opportunities that are just multiplying daily. It's they say that once you catch on, right? Once you start holding your mindset accountable for thinking in the direction that's on the frequency and the level to with the abundance that's out there, right? Because it's out there, it's around you, it's in you, it's right here. You just haven't taught yourself the things to activate your brain to recognize the resources and how to use them, right? That starts with education. Education is the key to lighting. I see, said the blind man. Education, the power to give sight to the blind, right? Start today. The oak tree isn't there tomorrow. And if it took 30 years to grow your oak tree, what are you growing now? You're at the whims of what happens on the stock market or with the economy. Your sweat, your blood, your tears are worth so much more than that. The good news is the day you start is the day everything changes, right? The day you dedicate yourself to that new standard. I will not allow myself to do anything less. Everything changes. Because you understand, if it's not this piece, then it's the piece I get after this piece. And if it's not that piece, it's the piece I get after that piece. Jigsaw. Eventually it'll lead you to the steps, the formula, the equation that gives you exactly where you were supposed to be. You are so much more than you realize. Once you start holding yourself accountable for the disciplines in all areas. Anyway, I just hadn't done a video in a while and had learned so much, and you know, you got to share what you learn. That's how you make room to learn more, right? If you're not sharing and rehearsing and giving to others what you've learned, it doesn't become habit. So you have to consciously focus on remembering that piece. Once it becomes habit, that piece is out the way, you learn a new piece. Look, all that for what? 7 minutes on a video. Anyway, let me get off here. Have a great day.